Clayton County, Georgia. Hi there, Chanley. What can you tell us about what's happening out there on the ground?
Great to be co-hosting with you this hour, Kelly. Yes, I'm out here in Jonesboro, Georgia, Clayton County, where we expect our next live trial jury selection to be underway later this afternoon. In the meantime, earlier the judge was taking up some of those last-minute pretrial motions between the parties. Some motions about the statements of the defendant, motions about the character of the victim in this case, and whether or not the jury will hear about other items found within his vehicle. Motion to compel some of the last-minute discovery, all of that being taken up. But what we did hear right before a break inside the courtroom was more about jury selection. About 600 prospective jurors were summoned to the courthouse this morning. They've been checking in all morning, and the judge and the court and the parties are about to decide how many to bring in at a time into the courtroom to start asking those pivotal voir dire questions. Will it be 30 to 40 jurors at a time, or will it be something smaller like 12 to 24 jurors, which is what the prosecution is asking for right now? But this jury selection process could extend into tomorrow before we actually have a jury, Kelly.
Shanley, what are some of the key points in this case?
Well, this is an interesting case about a young woman, 21 years old at the time, who stopped to help after an accident here in Clayton County where the alleged victim in the case was driving another vehicle. She then followed him, but she claims self-defense. But let's take a look back. We have a story put together on some of the background of the case, and then we can discuss it further. Let's watch.
PM. Clayton County Police Department responded to a person shot call at the corner of Forest Parkway and Riverdale Road.
May 7, 2019, 21-year-old Hannah Payne witnessed 62-year-old Kenneth Herring run into an 18-wheeler at a busy Atlanta area intersection during rush hour. She and another eyewitness, a corrections officer and the infirmary at a nearby prison, had rushed to his truck to find out what happened. Payne stayed at the scene of the accident while the corrections officer attempted to assist Kenneth Herring.
Apparently what had happened, according to both EMS and to members of his family, was that Mr. Herring was a diabetic. They thought he was having some kind of a medical emergency and trying to drive himself to a hospital that's about 3 miles from where all this happened.
About 20 minutes after the accident, Kenneth Herring left the scene, and the medic witness asked Hannah Payne to follow him to get his tag number. Payne was on the phone with 911, and the dispatcher told her to stop following Herring. Atlanta station WSB showed a video of Payne crying in court when the 911 call was played in a hearing a few weeks after the incident.
We actually do not want you to chase him. We just want you to be safe. He is drunk. I'm sorry that I'm here to tell you I'm not going to follow him because he is going to cause another accident.
She followed Kenneth Herring for about a mile before she was able to cut him off and force him to stop.
An altercation then ensued between the two of them, and during the altercation, Mr. Herring was shot and killed.
Ma'am, you just pulled the trigger of my gun in my hand. Ma'am, you're not supposed to follow him.
The state says after the 911 call, Payne told police officers multiple times that she is the one who shot Mr. Herring. Payne's defense team says that she was trying to keep Kenneth Herring from causing a second accident.
The defense has kind of said that she was this all-American girl type and that she was just trying to be a good citizen when she decided to follow Kenneth Herring and get his license plate.
Prosecutors say that Hannah Payne acted with malice, premeditation, and they've charged her with 3 counts murder, as well as weapons charges.
And Kelly, just before the break inside the courtroom, the prosecution wanted to put on a record one of the first plea offers it was going to give the defendant here on the eve of trial. They took a moment for the defense attorney to go back and discuss this offer, which would be life with parole, which this max sentence for what she's charged with, malice murder, would be life without parole here in Georgia. But allegedly, apparently, based on what we know, we didn't hear all the details when the defense attorney came back in, announced that the prosecutor rejected their counter plea offer, whatever that may have been. So trial is on go now, no plea.
Okay, so we'll have to see what happens. And Chanley, this trial really has had so many delays. This incident happened, then we had the pandemic, so that caused a lot of problems in the court system. And then there were some situations with Hannah Payne's attorney. Here's a look at how it all played out. Monday morning, November 14th, 2022. All parties are present in a Clayton County courtroom for the first day of jury selection in Georgia versus Hannah Payne, except for Hannah Payne's defense attorney, Matthew Tucker.
Miss Payne, what do you know?
He was admitted into the hospital Saturday morning with a stroke, and that he's at KFU now, but other than that, I'm not.
Matthew Tucker has represented Hannah since her May 2019 arrest in the shooting death of Kenneth Herring, and she is facing multiple charges, including malice murder. Judge Shanna Rooks Malone was visibly angered by Tucker's absence as she addressed the court.
We're ready to start a trial today, and we've not heard anything. Do you have contact information for anybody in his office?
I have his office direct number.
Okay. Do you have his cell number?
I do.
Can you write it on a piece of paper and provide it to me? You can provide it to my staff attorney.
Tucker was already in hot water with the trial judge after he was late for a motions hearing on the previous week.
Mr. Tucker, I had an email that you were going to be delayed because you were in another county, but I didn't receive a conflict notice.
I didn't expect a conflict. I was there at 8 a.m. this morning to enter a plea. They had some issues with the inmates. They asked me to come back at 1. I was there at 1. It just took longer than we expected, and I got here as quick as I could, Your Honor.
After Judge Malone confirmed Tucker was hospitalized, she returned to the courtroom and slammed him from the bench.
He had a stroke. So I cannot go forward with the trial today because Ms. Payne is not represented. But what I will tell you, Ms. Payne, is you need to seriously seek new counsel. I am going to find that Mr. Tucker is in contempt of court.
Judge Malone also said she was going to file a grievance against Tucker with the State Bar of Georgia, stating he was doing a disservice in Hannah Payne's case. Tucker spoke with local station WSB from his hospital bed after the judge's admonitions.
It is not a disservice. We've been waiting for this trial for 3 years.
He later filed a motion asking for Judge Malone to be removed from the case, arguing that her comments revealed her bias against his client and her prejudice in the case. In May 2023, Judge Jewel Scott was assigned to preside over Hannah Payne's murder trial. Let's bring in criminal defense and trial attorney Plea to talk about this case and what we have seen so far. Plea, thank you so much for joining us today, joining Chanley and I. What do you think? We just ran that backgrounder about what the judge situation with the attorney. What can you shed light on in regard to that?
I think the judges often forget that we as lawyers do have other cases, personal lives. It seems that this lawyer was legitimately hospitalized at the time, and unfortunately these things do happen. So to say that the lawyer should be held in contempt for a health condition, I think is not reasonable. I certainly have not been there for the attorney's conduct throughout the trial, but I can say from my own experience, and I think any lawyer would say this, we have been in situations where we have court at one time, then that judge tells us come later, and then we have court at another time. And, you know, particularly in state court, things do not start on time. So, you know, I think a little bit of grace needs to be given to attorneys, particularly when they have health, documented health issues.